You know, in finance, we are absolute masters of looking backwards, right? We can tell you exactly what happened last quarter. But what if? What if we could actually predict the future of our operations? Today, we're going to talk about how finance teams can stop being reactive historians and start being predictive engineers. And we're going to do it using a really cool tool called simulation.
So picture this. You're in a big planning meeting. The head of sales throws this question out there. Now, that's not just a sales problem, is it? No way. That's a finance problem. It hits your revenue, it messes with your cash flow, and it's going to swamp your processing teams. So what's the real impact? Or how about this one? The CIO raises a flag about a critical system that might go down. All of a sudden, your cash isn't coming in the door and your team is staring down a massive backlog. How long can you actually handle that? What does that do to your weekly cash forecast?
And the classic. The one question every single controller and FP&A leader gets, right? Staffing is your number one cost. Get this wrong, and you're either burning out your best people or just straight up wasting money.
And here is the absolute kicker. The tool you live in, the one you use every single day for pretty much everything else, it just can't answer these questions. And why not? Because these are dynamic problems. They're full of randomness and cues and bottlenecks, all the messy real-world stuff that a static spreadsheet was never, ever designed to handle.
So that brings us right to the heart of the issue, doesn't it? We're bumping up against the limits of our static models. We need a totally new way to see how our operations are actually going to behave when things get messy.
And look, the difference between the old way and the new way is, well, it's night and day. Spreadsheets are static, right? They're a snapshot, a picture. Simulation, on the other hand, is dynamic. It plays out like a movie. Your spreadsheet has no idea what a queue is, like that pile of invoices waiting for approval. Simulation is built to model that. And randomness? The real world is totally random. Spreadsheets hate that, but simulation absolutely thrives on it. This flips the entire game from just showing what happened to showing what could happen. Okay, so if spreadsheets aren't the answer, then what is? Well, let's talk about a new way of thinking. Let's talk about building a virtual world for our finance operations. Let's talk about something called SimPy.
Now, don't let the word Python scare you off. Seriously, just think of SimPy as a set of Lego blocks for creating a digital twin of your business. You get to define all the rules, the probabilities, the constraints of your real-life operation. And then you hit play in this virtual world, and you get to watch months of work play out in minutes. I mean, in this virtual world, you can model the whole shebang, from start to finish. You can have customers showing up at random times, your employees working at their own unique pace, invoices flowing through the system, and, most importantly, you get to see the cues and the bottlenecks that form when things get busy or a system slows down. You're modeling reality. Okay, I know this might be sounding a little complicated, but I promise you the ideas behind it are surprisingly simple. Let's just quickly break down the basic building blocks of how this all works. It really comes down to just three core things. First, you've got the environment. That's just the world where time passes. Think of it as the clock on the wall during a workday. Simple. Second, you have resources. These are just things with limited capacity, like your 5-person accounts payable team. They can't do everything at once. And finally, you have the process. That's just the list of steps an invoice has to go through to get approved. That's it. Environment, resources, and processes. You combine those three and you can model just about anything. All right, so the theory is cool, but how does this actually translate into real-world impact for a finance team? Let's get practical and look at a couple of scenarios. Let's start with one we all know and love, the month-end close. It's the perfect candidate for simulation because it's this high-stakes race against the clock with a million moving parts. So, into your virtual world, you start feeding it the real variables, the typical number of journal entries, who you've got on staff and what they're good at, the chance of a system delay, how complex your intercompany stuff is, and how long it takes to run each report. And here's where the magic happens. By running this simulation thousands of times, it starts spitting out these incredibly powerful answers. You can predict with a high degree of confidence when the close will actually be done. It will point out exactly where your bottlenecks are. You'll see a huge queue of journals piling up waiting for one person to review. It lets you finally put a number on things you used to guess, like how much overtime will we need, or will this process change actually save us a day? Okay, let's look at another one, the daily grind of processing payments and invoices. This is the absolute lifeblood of your company's cash flow, and it is packed with variability. So for this one, you can simulate invoices arriving randomly throughout the day, the different speeds of your human staff compared to your automation bots. You can see the approval queues forming at each step, and you can even factor in the probability of random errors that need someone to step in and fix them. And the answers you get? They're game-changing. You can finally make a data-driven case for your required headcount. You can predict whether you're actually going to hit your SLAs for payment terms. You can see how one tiny system change could delay cash receipts by 2 whole days. And maybe best of all, you can pinpoint the exact spot in the process where adding automation will give you the biggest bang for your buck. So when you start putting all these capabilities together, you realize this is so much more than just a new tool. It is a fundamental shift in how finance makes decisions. It's about moving into a truly predictive future. I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? For decades, our job in finance has been to clean up the data and explain what already happened. We validate decisions after the fact. Simulation lets us get ahead of the decision. It lets us test it and stress test it and validate it before a single dollar or a single minute of real-world time is spent. This creates a whole new, smarter way of working. Instead of just implementing a change and, crossing your fingers, you first simulate all the likely scenarios in your virtual world. That lets you decide with actual, quantifiable confidence. Then you implement the change in the real world. And finally, you monitor the actual results, which just makes your next simulation even smarter. And this isn't just about being more efficient. This is about strategic transformation. It's about making safer decisions by testing them first. It's about putting a real dollar amount on operational risk. It's about building bulletproof business cases for your staffing and tech investments. And really, at the end of the day, it's about changing finance from a team of scorekeepers into a team of truly predictive, strategic partners to the business. And so that really leaves us with one final thought. The next time you're facing one of those big, complex operational decisions about headcount or a process change or a new technology, are you going to be making an educated guess, or are you going to be making a decision that's backed by thousands of simulated outcomes? The choice is becoming clearer every single day.